Welcome, Phoenix Physics students, to Physics 101, Fundamentals of Physics. I'm Robert Austin, your facilitator for this course, and I'm going to just tell you a few things to help you get off on the right foot. First thing you might want to do when you get into the class is check your messages. Right now, there won't be anything because the class is just starting, but get in the habit of checking your messages just in case you're late on something and I want to remind you that something is due. Okay, so make sure you check that. And getting back to the class, looking at the discussions, you probably want to start by introducing yourself to the rest of the class. So click right here, meet your faculty and peers. I've already posted a short bio about myself. You can say as much or as little about yourself as you like. You don't really have to say anything at all if you don't want to. This is not graded, it's totally optional. One thing that's not listed here that I would like to see if you do respond is what's your motivation for being at the University of Phoenix? Why are you taking this course? How can it help you in your future career? What are your career aspirations? That sort of information. Okay. Let's go to the main page here. We're in week 1, so we're in the module entitled Atoms in Motion. Again, there's a link for Meet Your Faculty and Peers. You probably want to start reading the information. A lot of students ask me, where's the textbook? Well, the textbook is right here. Go to Learning Activities. There it is. It's all online. And there's no equations. It's a very informal physics course. It's more cultural than, hard science. So read this at your own pace, but try to get through it. And then after having read chapter 1, you should be ready for the discussion. You can do that. Now, the discussion topic, you have to read this carefully because a lot of students miss out on this. It wants you to participate by the 20th, which would be, this is in my time zone. Check this time carefully because I'm on Eastern time. So midnight Phoenix time on Monday is about 3 a.m. Tuesday morning for me. So, keep that in mind. But more importantly, this first part, the most important part of your participation is actually due Thursday. Okay, so Thursday would be, let's see, we are now on the 12th, so Thursday would be the 15th by midnight Phoenix time. So get your response to these questions by Thursday. And then in addition to that are 2 replies to other student responses or even responses I might post. Just a short message, 1 or 2 sentences. It could be more, but make sure it's substantive. Don't just say, I agree with what you said, or I think that's cool, or something like that. Comment on something your classmate actually said and say something, how it's relevant to you or what you think about it, okay, or why you think it's a good idea, or why you think it's maybe not a good idea, okay? But make sure you get your first response by Thursday, because after Thursday, I will start penalizing you for lateness. It's important to get your initial post in on time. Okay, you will have an interactive overview that's also due Thursday, okay? This is very easy. This just takes a few minutes. So you click on that, view the assessment. Now, something that's important. I strongly recommend you use Chrome as your browser. I found that Microsoft Edge does not work well with this classroom. I had students using Edge and they couldn't actually view the assessment. This button that you see down here did not appear. If this button is not appearing for you, probably means you're using the wrong browser. Use Chrome. Okay, so anyway, click on that. Read what it says. Basically asks you if you're, how you feel about this course early on. Just be honest. Say how you feel. I'm the instructor, so I should feel very confident. So I will say that I'm very confident. And I have nothing else to say. And then submit it. Okay. Don't just save and close. If you save and close, that's great if you intend to come back to it. But I'm not going to see it or be able to grade until you submit it. So make sure you submit it by Thursday. Okay. It's only worth 4 points. And if you submit it by Thursday, you'll get full credit. Okay. And you can get confirmation of the submission, and you can download that confirmation if you wish. Okay. The other thing that's worth quite a few points is the states of matter simulation. Okay. So this is due by the end of the week. So make sure you do it. There's a rubric here. Do look at the rubric. Look at the things that are pointed out here. Okay. It's going to ask for references. Make sure you list the reference or references you use. I'm not super picky about format, but sort of kind of follow the MLA format. I'm not going to check in detail if you followed it exactly, but have a in your text refer to your source, and then at the end of your essay, list the source. Okay, give me the title, the author, website if necessary, date of publication, that sort of the usual stuff you put in a reference. Try to write in complete sentences and use proper punctuation. I don't read this too carefully for these sorts of issues, but make it easy to read. You might even go ahead and well, let me close this for a minute. Or you can use these actually as headings. Let me go back to the simulation. View the assessment. So to make it easier for me to grade, you might just copy these into your submission here. And then, right here, what you said, what you did, summarize what you did, what did you observe, right? Some extra questions. How were your observations related to the readings of the week, and say something about that. And then what did you learn about it? And of course, don't forget to put references down here and list your references down there. Okay. Write it better than I did. Okay. And you see it's worth 120 points this week, and next week's assessment will be worth 200 points. So these are very important assignments. Once you get it all in there, just submit it. There we go. I have to click out of the box, submit it. Of course, you can save and close and work on it later, but make sure you submit it by the due date, because if it's not submitted, I cannot look at it. I cannot open it and grade it. Okay. You have to submit it. You'll get a confirmation again. All right. I really think that's all for now, just to get you started. If you have any questions, you have the course questions area. You can always ask me questions there. And also be on the lookout. Look for my announcements. I often post announcements, and it's important that you read them. And sometimes I put video announcements, so it's important that you watch those video announcements. I try to keep them a minute or two in length, so they're not very long, but I do put them there for a reason. And be on the lookout for an announcement about a live meeting that I will hold, later this week. I'll tell you when, once I've decided when I want to do it. It'll be an optional live meeting, but if you can attend, and I know many of you have other uh, things, uh, demanding your attention, work, family, etc. So you're not required to attend the meeting, but if you can, then it'll be to your benefit. And if you can't, I will record the meeting and make the recording available later in the week. So anyway, just want you to be aware of that. And that's all for now. And I'll see you in class.